Miller Moss to Louisville. I love this move. I wonder if Kenton Gibbs of Locked On ACC does as well. He's joining me here on the show. Kenton, let me lay this out. A season ago, in Jeff Brohm's first year, Louisville went to the ACC championship game. I didn't think they'd get there again. I had them 8-4 before the season. They finished the year 8-4, one of the few predictions that I got spot on this year. But Tyler Shough was not the reason that Louisville didn't get their way into the conference championship game. They couldn't consistently stop a nosebleed this year. And Miller Moss, yes, he was benched at USC, but he wasn't the problem. They put in Jaden Mayava. USC was the exact same team. So I think Miller Moss is incredibly capable. I've got a strong track record with Jeff Brohm and the quarterbacks. I've got a good program, by the way. I like this move a lot.
You should. You seriously should. I look at this move and I say to myself, Miller Moss going to Louisville could be great, not just because, he's a really good player, but also because you're looking at a situation where Jeff Brohm has proven he's a quarterback whisperer at a level that we have rarely, and when I say rarely, I mean rarely ever seen. With that in mind, on top of having that pedigree, you're also going to have Miller Moss with at least, because I believe he redshirted his freshman year, so you get at least 2 years of Miller Moss, if I'm correct here. I think you're going to be just fine. I really and truly think Miller Moss is going to be really special here. And the most interesting thing about it, Brohm does his passing game in a way that he's one of the few schools, mobile is optional. Mobile is not necessary. Can you get it out on time? Can you get it out on target? Hey, I don't need you to hit the 60-yard goal ball. I don't need you to hit anything crazy. I need you to be a guy that's very cerebral, get the ball to the playmakers. The playmakers are going to do the rest, which is what we saw from Shough this year, which is why I said in this system, if Shough stays healthy, he'll be just fine, which he was. You throw in Miller Moss in there, I think he's going to be just fine. And the biggest thing that I look at in terms of Miller Moss and why I think he'll be just fine is because he knows he's not coming in to be the guy. He's not coming in to be the guy in the way that Lincoln Riley always wants from his quarterbacks. Anytime Lincoln Riley doesn't have a Heisman contender at quarterback, his team stinks. That's just a fact. Tell me the last time you saw a Lincoln Riley team without a Heisman contender that was good. That's who he is. Your quarterback has to do these freakish special things. Miller Moss is coming in knowing I don't have to be Superman. I don't even have to be Captain America. I can just be Black Widow and we'll be all right. We'll be okay. We'll be plenty fine with me being Hawkeye. Just go ahead and hit him on time, on target, and we'll be fine.
I think the Hawkeye comp's a little bit more accurate if we're comparing Avengers here, given the shooting arrows here and all over the place. Unless there is a red shirt I'm not aware of. This will be Miller Moss's 5th year. He's a 2021 recruit, redshirted in 21. So even if it's a one and done, I think it works. And for those that are wondering, the last 2 quarterbacks that Jeff Brohm has had, and remember, Jeff Brom's been at Louisville for like an hour, also known as 2 seasons. So he has had Jack Plummer, a transfer out of the Pac-12. He's had Tyler Shough, who was once in the Pac-12, RIP. Now he's got Miller Moss, who was at a once in future. He's just taking all the West Coast guys. That's what he's doing. Shough is from Arizona. Plummer transferred from Cal. Miller Moss coming from USC. Jack Plummer, 2023, 65%, 21 touchdowns, 12 picks. Tyler Shough, a better player than Jack Plummer. He goes 63%, 23 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. Miller Moss this year at USC, for any of you who think he was completely awful, 64.5%, 2,500 yards, 18 touchdowns, 9 picks in 9 games. He wasn't completely incapable. USC just was not a well-rounded team, and that's why things went awry. But, I mean, you think Lincoln Riley, you think quarterback whisper, those are the words that should come into your mind when you think about Jeff Brohm. So I like this move, and I think Miller Moss doesn't fix every problem that Louisville had this season. He's not going to be the sole reason they won't get to the ACC championship game next year. At the very least, though, I think he is legitimately capable of bringing him there. I did want to shift gears quickly to wrap up today's show, Kenton, with Chandler Morris, because I think this is fascinating. Now, hear me out on this. I told you about it before we hopped on to record. This is just a thought. Just a thought, not a prediction one way or the other. How much hype did you have for Curtis Rourke going to Indiana. Not a lot.
Right.
Chandler Morris is a veteran, like Curtis Work. He's coming from a group of 5 school, like Curtis Work, where he was wildly productive, had one of the leading passing offenses in all of football this past season. I don't know that Morris comes in to Virginia and suddenly revitalizes the program, but when you look at the lineup of ACC quarterbacks next year, Kenton, tell me why Chandler Morris isn't capable of finishing in the top 5.
Anybody who says he is capable is a liar. Anybody who says he is not capable is a liar. The problem that Chandler Morris faces going into UVA is a very simple one. To me, quarterback is the most important position in football. It's also the most dependent. What do I mean by that? It depends on everybody else to do their job at a higher level than any other. A defensive end who's known for getting to the passer, you can do that without everybody playing it perfectly or well enough. The problem that I see with UVA, it wasn't Tony Calandria. It really and truly wasn't. He wasn't the guy that I looked at constantly and said, that's you. Tony, I don't know what the hell you're doing, but you better figure it the hell out. Chandler Morris is walking into a situation where he's going to have to, in certain instances, be a little bit Herculean if he is to get that team into, like you said, a revitalized territory. Now, if you want them to be about a 7-win team, and I know some people are going to say, Ken, Virginia at 7 wins, that's a hell of a revitalization. They were a 5-win team this year, and if you reverse 3 plays from this season, they're a 7-win team. So if you're looking at a revitalization in terms of that, again, 8-win plus range, Chandler's going to have to put on a Herculean performance, which at North Texas, he looked like he could do it. So we'll see.
This is a guy who was at TCU. He went to North Texas. They were wildly productive. And by the way, I don't hate Virginia's offensive system. In the few times I did watch him this year, I thought kind of clever, kind of creative, kind of well schemed. So I don't look at this and say, oh, Virginia's going to go up here. I just wonder if Chandler Morris is going to be a reason next year that Virginia wins a game that nobody out there thinks they should. Where you look up and go, wait, that team they lost to who? Who got the win? And you're going to go, oh, wait, Spencer and Kenton talked about that guy. That's all I wanted to bring up because that's what I think it is. That's what pops in my head is like I could win a game he's not supposed to.
Yeah, and you know what? I can 1,000%, 1,000,000% get behind.
Totally agree. Kenton Gibbs, Locked On ACC, Locked On Wolfpack as well. Hey, tough times. Tough times.
Hey, our collective is doing great. Our collective is doing great. They're bringing all these damn pieces back.
Well, that's good. That's something good at the very least. Hopefully you thought this show was good. Appreciate everyone listening. I'll see you next time. And until then, hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.